Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am very honored to be here in Firestone with Anita Bryant Ray, the Executive Director of the Carbon Valley Help Center. You cannot tell by the lovely sign that's hanging beside and in between us. Um, Anita, thank you so much for having us and the United Way team here today with us.
Thank you for coming.
I'm familiar with some of the work that you guys do here through the grant, but I'm excited for you to be able to tell more about the listeners that are going to watch this video later on about the work that you guys do. So thank you for taking the time out of your day.
Yep, I'm excited to talk about the Help Center. I'm excited to be here.
Well, thank you so much. So that kind of goes into our first question for you. Can you just tell us a little bit about the Carbon Valley Help Center and what your guys' mission is here?
Here at the Help Center, our mission is to help people in need on a path to self sufficiency. So we have a food pantry where right now people can come and get food once a month. And then we also have our grant program where people can apply for grants for rent assistance or utility assistance.
And that is one of the grants that you get through the United Way Collective Impact Investment Grant.
Yes, that directly helps our grant assistance for rent specifically.
And that's pretty unique in mainly South County, and pretty unique in general that you can come to a food pantry and also receive utility assistance and rent assistance at the same time.
Yep, and because I mean, you all know, working with many agencies in the United Way, if somebody needs assistance in one area, that affects all the other areas. So we're able to provide some help for food. We also provide toiletries as well, because those are expenses that people have. Um, so yes, it's nice to be able to do a little bit of an all-around assistance. And right now, people can apply for a grant once a year, but for food, they can come every month throughout the year and receive food assistance.
And one thing I'm really excited about is the Collective Impact Investment Fund and the ways that it's able to kind of maybe help you guys expand that program itself.
Yes. So prior to just this fall, October 2025, we had a limit. So we do limit the amount of grants people can receive. So the first year, we had up to $1,000 in rent or utility assistance. But with this collective impact grant, we were able to increase the rent assistance first time to $1,500.
Wow.
So that can make a huge difference. Because a lot of times, I mean, rent in the area, $1,500 sometimes doesn't even cover it. But to be able to pay that much more has made a huge difference, I think, in people's situation.
Absolutely. So it was 1,000 before, and now it's
1,500.
1,500.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we see that with the rise in cost of inflation. That 1,500 still
It
doesn't
still doesn't, yeah.
cut
There,
it.
there are a few grants that I'm able to write for rent where it actually will cover the entire amount. But a lot of times, um, people are in a position where they're not able to pay their rent. And we do have to let them know this is the most that we can help. And usually they're able to figure out another way to cover the difference, whatever. And sometimes they have to make hard choices.
Who are kind of the people that do walk into the doors that you kind of help serve? Just
We kind of have a variety of people from we'll have families with small children, and they may be in a situation where they're two working parents, but one parent is injured, or maybe there's a new baby coming, so the one parent isn't going to be able to work that many hours. So kind of changing job situations is a lot. Single parents who are switching jobs. So I was working this one job and now I'm switching to another job, so there's that gap in income. We have a lot of medical um, issues, and it could be directly like the person has had medical issues where they're not able to continue to work, or it could be a family member, somebody who's having to take care of a parent who's unable to take care of themselves, or even to figure out the situation where we're going to be able to provide care, but while I'm doing this, I'm not able to work the same amount of hours. So just all kinds of different situations. Car repairs, that's a huge one. Now my car is not working, I can't get to work, or I can repair the car, but I can't pay rent. So that's a huge one. A lot of people, seniors on fixed income, that one's a tough one for me, only because seniors or folks that are on disability, they're not in a position where they're going to go out and get a better job. They're done working, they're retired, but they're on this limited income, and they may be doing fine. They may be able to pay their rent, pay their bills, until something shifts, until someone is sick or their housing situation changes. And um, so those are tough, because there's not going to be a windfall of money, or it's like, I'm not going to get a better job, I'm not getting a raise, I'm not. So those are kind of tricky, but we do get a lot of emails from individuals or families that are outside of our service area. So thanks to the partnership with Weld County, we're able to refer them to places that can help them hopefully. So I'd like to think that we don't have to just completely turn people away. That's another struggle. It's like if somebody has a tough situation and they're in another area, it's like, well, I can't help you, but these are some other places you can try.
Yeah, we briefly talked off camera a little bit, and it kind of talks about program success that you had. You mentioned, I didn't know, for folks at home, I didn't know that you guys did utility assistance here at the Carbon Valley Help Center. But you're talking about, before we came on camera, that you were able to help match a better grant for a program that came, a participant that came into the program.
Yes. So we had a lady come in seeking assistance with her power, with her power bill. And then once I reviewed her situation, so she was in a position where her hours at work were decreased, and that month she wasn't able to pay the power bill. But once I started looking at her information and everything they provided, because people have to provide proof of income, utility bills, so we can get an entire picture of the financial situation. And she was able to pay her rent, but I'm looking at it and thinking ahead. It's like, well, if she's struggling with her income this month, what does next month look like? And I reached out and asked her, are you okay with rent this month? And she said, yes, I can pay rent. I just need help with that one bill, and which was $130 or something. So I asked, it's like, okay, you're not working as much. What about next month rent? How are you going to pay that? And she said she didn't know. So I did ask her, it's like, if we're able to help you with rent next month, will you be able to come up with the money for the power bill? And she said she would. And so I said, well, let's do that then. Let's shift your grant to a rent assistance, which I think will help you, will help a little bit more. So she said okay, and thank you. So
Yeah, must have been like a huge sigh of like relief.
yeah, we do get a lot. That's one of the great things about the job, is just the feedback that you get from people, and a lot of times it is that, just I didn't know what I was going to do, and now thank you guys so much. You're amazing. You're really helping our family out, or just some of the kind of the feedback that we get that kind of makes us feel good about what we do, and glad we're able to help people.
If anyone wants to get help that involved with the Carbon Valley Help Center, how can they get involved in the work you guys do here?
You can check our website. We carbonvalleyhelpcenter.org. We're small. We are only open 2 days a week, so we don't use a lot of volunteers here, but we always need help at some of our special events. And donations are always appreciated, because that helps across the board with what we do. And then we're always looking for food. People are always donating food, which has been amazing to me. Just like I said, I've only been here a few months, but within the first couple of months, back in November when the whole SNAP benefit was top of mind. That first day of November, we had the highest amount of clients that we've ever seen coming in for food assistance. But for every person or family that came in for food assistance, we had a person or a family pull into our pantry with a trunk full of food.
Wow.
It was amazing. So the community has been great in keeping our shelves stocked. So that's always something that we could use help with.
I love the saying it takes a village, and it's really hard. The other end, it also then means you have to have the village to be there. And so it's great that you guys have that
Yeah, we get
village.
a lot of help from the community, and we really appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much, Anita. I really appreciate your time. And if you're an organization in Weld County that wants to be a part of the collective impact work and be a part of the work that Anita does with the Landlord Partnership Group, and us here at United Way of Weld County, please feel free to reach out to us at United Way of Weld County. Thank you so much, Anita. I hope you have a great
Thank you
day.
for having me.
Thank you so much for tuning in.